All right, guys, thanks for logging in here. Hopefully, you're enjoying your day off. The first part here we have is your fraction decimal percent check quiz. I'm not going to go over it too much because it is a quiz, but I still will give you hints and maybe a few hints and answers. But just always remember we have an answer key attached on the Google Classroom, so check your work. So there should be no excuse for you to miss any points on this. Um, First question right here, we're looking for two equivalent fractions of 11/33. So again, easiest way to do this, draw out your 11/33, use your giant 1, and think what are you going to multiply it by to get an equivalent. Remember, what you do on top, you do on the bottom. So again, for instance, if we multiply them both by 2, you get 22 over 66. Or you can go the other route and reduce the 11/33. Again, you only need 2, so I gave you 1 right there. Use the giant 1, show your work. Um, Number 2, you could probably find in your notes, percent means blank over blank. I'd probably want to look through your notes. We're just looking um, uh, for the answer there. Using the percent bar, what is 30% of 40? So here we go again. We had this question earlier this year. It's in your notes. Just look through them. But remember, we found if you can find 20, which is 50%, if you can find 10, uh, you can easily find 30%, and then you can just multiply it by 3. Um, Always reduce. So here's your fraction 16/20. What are you going to reduce it by? You can use the big 1. Remember, you're going to divide each side. What you do on top, you do on the bottom. And then make sure you put your answer in percent form and decimal form. And if I can move my screen down here. Last question here. Make sure I'll kind of help you out here. I think there are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I want to say there is 50 in there because that'd be 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So there's 50. There's 55 colored in right there because it's kind of hard to see. Again, reduce, I want the lowest and lowest terms. So not 55 out of 100 will not work. You're going to have to use your giant 1 again and reduce that. So divide each side, get your smallest possible fraction. Decimal should be good then, percent should be good with the 55, knowing that. And then again, don't forget this, write the decimal form in words. So don't write 55 over 100, or don't write 55%, write it as a decimal. So moving on to the front, this is just your regular homework. Copy and complete each of the following. There's a giant 1 again, multiply the top and the bottom to get whatever over 18, so I believe that would be 6. So do that on the top. You'll get your answer. Add and subtract again. Make sure, again, we need to find a common denominator. I believe we had these ones earlier this year too. And then for 364 here, I just make sure you give us the percent, the decimal, the fraction, and the description of words. So again, maybe to get you started, just percent, write the answer there. Give me the decimal, write it there. Give me the fraction, write it there, and give me it in words. All 4 to get the problem right. Again, just to go over 362, to get a common denominator, I'm going to look at B. So I got 4/5 plus 11/12. Where do 5 and 12 meet first? Because they definitely don't meet at 5 and 12. And for instance, if you're really confused about finding the common factor, you can just multiply your denominators, 12 times 5, and then you know they meet there at 60. So what you're going to do is multiply the 12 by 5, so the 12 by the 4 to get the equivalent, which is 48. and then you're going to multiply the 12 by 5 and 11 by 5 to get 55. So again, when in doubt, just multiply the denominators. You might have to reduce after solving, especially on this one, because you're going to get a mixed number or an improper fraction turned into a mixed number. But just take your time. Again, use your notes, use your resources. Again, if you're still really confused about adding and subtracting fractions, get a pass from one of us, and we can meet during seminar or even after school whenever you're free. Maybe even during a study hall if we have an extra class during that period, and we'll help you out there. So, good luck on the quiz. Again, there is an answer key attached on Google Classroom. Check your answers and grade it. We want you all getting your 7 points. So, have a good day off, and we'll see you on Wednesday.